Welcome to the City of Madeira Beach Board Commissioner Special Workshop Meeting. Today is Thursday, April 3rd, and the time is 10:34. Would the City Clerk please call the roll?
Vice Mayor Lister?
Here.
Commissioner Hodges? Here. Commissioner Poe?
She's excused. She had a prior commitment.
Commissioner Shantz? Here. Mayor Palladino?
Here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the City Manager, Mr. Shane Crawford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In front of you, you should have an email from Leonard Stewart. You all remember him. He's the gentleman that kind of represented Bimini in this sister-city relationship. And if you remember late last fall, I put this in an email to you. We were going to have like a pretty sizable delegation go over there, and we were going to make some donations, and we were going to have dentists, help some of the kids on the island, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you remember, Leonard needed to get certain clearances from the Bohemian government to do that, and the mayor informs me that things go a little slower over there than it does over here. I thought we were slow, but
You thought we were island time.
So, but when you put it into perspective, it's like us wanting to get President Obama's approval for something. That would certainly take a lot of time, and maybe that's not the exact same scale, but at least it's, the analogy is correct. So, ironically is the wrong word, but on Monday I get an email from him saying, hey, I got clearance, they want to meet with you, and I think this is to sign the resolution that you guys signed on stage at one of Tom's fishing tournaments 12 months ago or whatever, right? So, I get an email from him saying, can you meet us next week? And geez, that's pretty short, and but tell me what about and what the circumstances are. And I thought this was going to be in Bimini. No, this is at the Capitol building with their Minister of Tourism on Thursday. And so that's kind of where this sits. I don't know what to expect, but that's what my assumption is that they want to finalize that and then put a little more meat to this relationship. And like I said, if you would have asked me, we had everything lined up. Remember, we had a bunch of people with boats, and they were, docks, reserved, that type of thing. And it just blew up in our face, and I would have said, pound sand. But anyway, on Monday I said, well, you tell me what's going on, and you get back to me thinking that I'd hear from him in another 8 months. Well, the next day he said it is what it is. So long story short, if you want to find out if they're in or out, somebody needs to attend this meeting. And if you want to just be out of it because we got enough going on here in our own backyard, I'm more than fine with it if my opinion means anything. The only thing that I can say is when we were at Bimini, that was almost 2 years ago, it was, there was a nice section of town, but there's a not so nice section of the island as well, and the island has certainly flourished with their casino and the ferry boat going out of Miami and that kind of thing. So they're where the money is at, and if we can get involved, I was talking to, I don't know, Missy or Tom, but if you could even just get a city pamphlet in their hotel rooms or at their casino, that marketing, I think, would be priceless. So if they're willing to play ball, this is a worthwhile venture yet. But if you guys are saying, listen, we just got too much going on, we get it too. Tom and Misty Wells, everybody, is a new promoter for us as well. She's working on some things at Madeira Way and some other things, and then everybody knows Tom. Both of them have kind of volunteered to go along, if you guys want to send me on their dime to keep pushing this, because I think at the end of the day, there's probably something valuable if we can get these guys to, I don't want to say work, but move it along a little quicker. So that's the pitch. If you want to send me, if you want to send the mayor is unavailable, I volunteered him first before they asked for me. Next week is a hectic week for me, but we could get out of here for 2 days and go find out what's going on. Or one of you. Anybody want to volunteer?
Before we move forward, first thing I'd like to ask is, would any of the commissioners like to go? I'm unavailable. It would be... You should go.
You're quite the diplomat.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
What day is it?
It's Thursday the 10th.
We have to be there at a meeting at 3 o'clock on Thursday, so I was looking at flights. What makes the most sense is to fly out on Wednesday because it's the cheapest day of the week to fly out. And then I would, if it's me, I'm flying out Wednesday and coming home Friday morning. So it's not much of a
And Tommy, you and Missy could take care of Pat, make sure she's on and off planes and direction. I mean, not that I'm
Watch it, buddy.
not worried about you.
We'll be her valets.
I'd like to see you come back, I want to watch the news and see you're part of a different government.
She's on the wrong paperwork. I've been there before. Today.
Before we,
I don't see a problem with sending both of you guys through, because you're going to have to sign some papers, and I'm not sure if we can do that legally with the commission. I mean, I'm sure with the
you already have.
commission.
I mean, you guys.
Also,
It's pretty much them. The only issue with, and again, I'm happy to stay back, but they're going to want to know what we're capable of doing from a budgetary standpoint and from a community standpoint. And I don't know if you all have that, to be quite honest. I mean, if Pat wants to go, I think
we have no money, you know that. It's already done.
that's exactly what I'm saying, and that's why I'm here, because I want your money, is the pitch. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, if these guys are going, they would do fine, but we have to be able to, I think there's going to be some negotiating going on. Well, now we've signed the resolution, folks, what the hell does this mean for us, frankly? And I think we need to put, I remember when we started this, I said, only do it if it's going to be a worthwhile venture from an economic standpoint. None of this, we have the same name from staying in the Madeira Beach relationship. That doesn't make any sense to me. So if the city can benefit from it from an economic standpoint, let's do it. But if it's just going to be, hey, come visit us once every 3 years, it's not worth it.
So you don't know that now that it's going to be beneficial. You're going to find out whether it's going to be beneficial when you get there.
I have no idea why I'm going there.
Okay.
And
That's a big key.
He couldn't,
key.
but I'm like meeting like with a cabinet member of the, so I mean,
It's a high level.
it's got to be something.
Okay. So,
The biggest thing originally was to get to the minister tour. I mean, that's, he is the guy that pulls the trigger.
now was he scheduled to come over here that first time and he couldn't make it, or no?
No, we never gotten close to this guy.
Right.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the marketing dollars that you spend are real.
Right.
It's only a majority of it.
Open up your crystal ball and say, are we going to make a profitable venture out of this if we sister city?
I think so. Remember when they came to us, Dave Travis was involved in it a little bit, but remember they were all about, we can only send people over to Fort Lauderdale and Miami to go fishing. We want to be on the other coast where it's pretty and the groupers, jump in the boat and all that stuff. They came to us, so I mean, I think, and they're doing it again, so there's something they want, and I think it's this relationship and to, schedule something, do something real.
I think too, I'm sorry, no, go ahead. Like you said, Tom, I mean, with the marketing dollars that they put out there, number one, it's good press. So it gets Madeira Beach in the press, in the media, and we can always kind of develop something to do. So we want that, because we really want to be on the map more and get more attention. And then co-marketing with them, with what they already do, it's dollars that they're already spending. So if they're adding us in there and they're making that commitment, that's huge. Like Shane said, I mean, Leonard travels all over the United States and the country marketing the Bahamas, so in turn, he'll be co-marketing Madeira Beach at the same time. And we're basically, if this is what I think it is, we're doing it on their dime. I don't know specifically what they're asking for from us, but I think it's definitely worth investigating, and maybe they do want to get a coalition of dentists or something like that over there. I really feel like it wouldn't be that difficult to get people in Pinellas County to donate their time and services, and putting that together at really little or no cost to the city, because I feel like we could easily get sponsorships for that and corporations that would help foot the bill and some different things. So I definitely think we could be creative and figure out ways to where we get the benefit without spending the money.
See, and that's the other issue is, are they still the island that Tom and I visited to and we were transported around in the back of a pickup truck? Or has this evolved into kind of a ritzier type thing where now they're talking about throwing, the types of tournaments and events that these guys throw instead of asking for help? I don't know how it's evolved, and that part of that was going to be an education from Leonard, because Leonard, every time I've spoken to him, says, you wouldn't believe Bimini now from when you were here. So I think their position may have changed, which can benefit us if we continue this relationship. So.
And I've heard that, with the new casino, It was it's kind of funny, some Cuban guys from Miami opened up the casino over there, and the marina is fantastic. The gentleman I was talking to, I just happened to run into him. You know, he's a multi-million-dollar boat, and he's like, oh, they can accommodate me at the Marina Bimini now. It's amazing. I enjoy going there. So the people with the deep pockets and the big boats and all of that are going over there now and said it is pretty phenomenal, and it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it's not to send our tourists away from Madeira Beach, but I mean, they're going to go see something other than Madeira Beach, so why not do that, and then we can pull some of these big money guys. If these guys are going to Bimini, they have no problem, from a financial standpoint, to come up to Madeira Beach and go fishing on period or something.
And I think, Mr. Crawford, that's the perfect, and it is creating tourism. I think if you look at what the St. Pete Clearwater did with Copa Airlines, and if you look at the numbers running out of Central America, I mean, the travel's up 75%. Just that little bit of marketing that the TVC and Visit St. Pete Clearwater did down there. So I see that increase in bed tax dollars right now. We host actually the largest fishing tournament in the United States with King of the Beach. I think the Bone's going to be there now with Jack Daniels involved with the barbecue. I know that we're working with Senator Nelson's office getting a proclamation. I mean, so we've got a lot going on. You got it. Good. I wasn't 100% sure if those phone calls were working on. That's fantastic. So, I mean, the money coming in will be outstanding, because I already talking to a few of the innkeepers and stuff around here for the upcoming King of the Beach. They're already sold out. So we are definitely creating bed tax dollars in Madeira Beach by fishing tournaments. So I think eventually also showing the numbers coming in, and I know that y'all are starting a little bit better tracking system with heads and beds. We're going to be able to actually also be able to get a little bit more of that bed tax dollars back invested in the city of Madeira Beach. So I think it's a win-win-win all the way around for Madeira Beach, for Bimini, and a great sister city relationship between the two.
I was a little concerned since we hadn't heard from them for almost 2 years.
That's
It's like all of a sudden, like, damn,
We all were, and I just, and the mayor, I spent some time over there in his previous career, and he said, this is just the way it works. I just thought it was incredibly odd to get an invitation and say, we'll see you next week. It's like, to another country. So, it is what it is now. We are going to a different country, but it's a very affordable trip, and that's what is my concern, was especially when you ever send somebody like your city manager on a jaunt to the Bahamas. It sounds like, what's really going on. For me, and everybody knows my personal travel schedule this next weekend, I get back on Tuesday, conduct a Board of Commissioners meeting with you, and leave Wednesday morning for Nassau and get my butt back here by Friday. Tom is under even a worse type of time schedule with everything that we're doing on Jim Holden's property for the Bone. Misty might have a little bit more flexibility and maybe can stay another day, but I'm going for a meeting and I'm getting back here, so it's not much of a sightseeing venture. The entire trip should cost way less than $1,000. It's going to be 1 or 2 nights in a hotel and a flight.
it'd be interesting to see what they have to say then.
That's it. Curiosity is definitely getting a cat. I saw this last night. It's like, okay, we finally got to this point. I mean, this is seriously what Tom hit it right on the head. It's like, this is the guy we've been waiting to talk to for literally 2 years. So, I mean, seriously, he was untouchable. So it's curiosity definitely has the cat on this one. I just want to know what this guy's got to say.
Well, the oddity of the islands, the Owl Islands, which Bimini is an Owl Island for the Bahamas overall. I mean, to get that up the chain of command, I think that's what probably the time frame was there. Probably. And it's, when we were there, the Prime Minister, that was the first time he had ever been to Bimini. So, when you think about it, and he traveled by yacht. I mean, he was going to see the other islands, so it was an interesting thing to even comprehend, I guess, at that point. But like I said, and Leonard, his whole position is he's the guy that's going to set up the Air Force and try to get more flights into Bimini, the Outer Island. I mean, Nassau is Nassau. I mean, that's easy to get to. It's the other islands that they really need to push. And like I said, from a fishing standpoint, and what we have here at the same time, the crossover is amazing.
I'm curious about one thing, coming over from Bimini, the Bahamas, they had to come all the way down through Miami, Key West, and back up, or do they come the intercoastal?
Go across.
They can go across the intercoastals and
You can go through the Rocks. Most of our guys that travel there, that we actually go by trailer. we'll travel with the boats over. Now, if it's a sport fish or a yacht, they'll come around, they'll either go to locks or they'll go all the way around.
Oh, okay.
It's just dependent on the time frame that they have. Like, when we take, like, we'll do a trip, and there'll be 10 or 15 or 20 trailers that'll go over. We'll leave out of the Fort Pierce area.
But he took his 53-foot headers through the locks.
Yeah.
The only reason he liked them is because it was untarnished.
Right, and a lot,
Because it was. And now that the casinos come in, I mean, it's a big change. It's a big change for the island. It's huge.
Yeah, and their ecotourism is not changing. I mean, the rest of the island's not.
Natural set.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful island.
Yeah.
I always said it's one of our favorites, actually.
Yeah, and South Bimini.
And my only concern is the 10-day thing, you know, to not talk to me for 2 years and call me and tell me I'm really good. So, you know, your interest is up, and I'm okay with definitely going over there, but if it's not going to be advantageous, which we should find out this time.
Well, and that's the other thing.
I need to find out this time. We need to.
That was the last part of this, is if they're looking just to receive and there's not a whole lot of giving, I think I need to be authorized to say, folks, we really appreciate it, but if there's no give and take in this relationship, you know, we'll see every 5 years for a handshake and something else, and that's it.
Have they built new hotels over there? Because they only had one hotel.
With the casino, there's.
There's a casino affiliated with the.
Where we stayed, it was like a residential, almost like neighborhood. It built like a neighborhood, and so you when you go there, you rent a home. And I mean, they were like right out of the rack when we were there. Yeah, they were like brand new.
Well, we stayed at the Bimini Club, and let me tell you.
Doing the third half.
Did it really?
It's been rebuilt to a degree, but.
Should be, I would think so. That was quite the place there.
They lost a lot of memorabilia. Actually, the Travis family, because of the longevity that they've been there, they had a lot of the same memorabilia, and actually our company donated everything to put back in the big game that they had that we could reproduce.
And the big game club burned down.
Yeah.
But there used to be boats, let me tell you, that come from Mexico, Europe. I'm talking about big yachts with sail in with a helicopter on the front.
Oh, they still do.
Well, I'm sure they do. That
The
is.
fish circuit over there is big, the Wahoo circuit's very big that goes through there.
But you ain't kidding, some of those boats, I mean, we're pretty sure we saw Jay-Z or Puff Daddy's. Pretty amazing stuff.
Tommy, you see, working through this relationship, and my biggest thing has always been wanting to bring the Blue Tournament back to Deer Beach where it started, working with them on the World Billfish circuit. Do you think that's something that if we had a relationship with them, being able to work that back in, being part of the series here on the west coast of Florida?
I think that's what one of the big pushes really should.
Because, I mean, the money entourage that comes with that group they come and drop. I mean, I know some places actually have it under budget, or city budgets, from the income brought in from them.
And we're trying to bring the loop back now. I mean, we've got the golf court right now, and we're working our way. We'd love to be here if we had somewhere to put the boats.
And I think now with looking at the Marriott, and I don't know if the rest of the commission's aware of, I think they came to us and said they were looking at being done by October. Is that correct, Mr. City Manager? Yeah, by October, and that is a heck of a schedule. And maybe what it is Publix is lit them on fire because the Publix is flying.
The interior color drama has been solved.
It's just, like I said, just being a part of tournament series, going to different cities. I ran the SKA tournaments for many years, going to different cities and running tournaments. Is the money I've dropped in other cities, I'd love to see dropped here in the city of Deer Beach. And it's a great economic impact for our city.
Who's got the list?
Right now it's in Gulfport and Eagle Hills. Actually,
Oh, I see, they're up there.
right, and we're trying to get it back here. Originated here
Right
in
here,
Deer Beach.
exactly.
So it's been a little.
So, try to go back.
I don't think I need to go, he can go.
I just think it'd be better if a bigger delegation went and somebody that represents the
Yeah.
commission. So if I'm not saying you have to.
No, I don't know.
We're saying you have to, but if you're.
Consensus is.
If you can authorize a commission member, the city manager, I mean.
Well, that's what I'll do, is I'll ask for a consensus.
You just gotta give us a thumbs up. There's no money that needs to be transferred, you know, the one thing that's telling the mayor was since I've been here, I haven't gone to a conference or a meeting outside of Madera Beach.
You don't have time.
I'm sure. Madam Commissioner Shaw still has probably money in her.
You guys have a travel
yeah.
budget, so
Yeah.
we'll start looking at flights, but again, Pat, I mean, we're in and out of there in less than 48 hours, I think, so if it's just,
Good.
you know, we gotta get back, and this guy's definitely gotta get back, so he's kind of going out of his way to just work this in, because we got a lot of work to do over there. We're gonna have the tournament there in 4 weeks.
28 days.
28 days and counting.
Oh, wow. 28 days, 6 hours? No, right?
No, I can't have that clock like they have to the Guinness clock.
Yeah, that would stress me out.
I guess we'll look for a consensus from the commission to go ahead and send the delegation of Mr. Crawford, the city manager, and now Commissioner Pat Shantz down to Nassau to represent the city of Madeira Beach to the minister of Nassau.
Just the minister of church.
Yeah, minister, excuse me. Okay.
That's
So we're good. Thumbs up, consensus?
I really appreciate it. I'll report back then at the next meeting and let you know what happened. I'm sure I'll see you guys individually before then, and I'll give you it'll be interesting.
And NASA's different. I mean, it's not been, you know, something I think we're gonna get a whole different aspect too, really.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you were
this will be a sit
Well,
down.
you can get materials on all the brochures from Nassau, that would be.
So, and then again, just so everybody's, you know, the viewing public's aware, we're not paying for anybody else, you know, because that's always highly scrutinized, and we'll just get in and get back. Now that that motion's over though, and Tommy is here, and Misty's gonna be involved in it from a TV standpoint, it's not on the agenda, but it's germane. Just so you guys are aware, and if you get some phone calls on it, because I have gotten some calls on it, there's one individual in particular that's upset about it. The city is working on private property. We're over at Jim Holden's property, the old Lever Rocks property, and we're assisting cleaning that up a little bit. We're not, you know, writing checks or doing anything like that, but that's our service in kind to be able to host the Bone over there in a couple of weeks. Remember, the idea was when we were going to do the construction here to keep it here, and we had parking concerns. Subcontractors couldn't get insured because we had a little league and a fishing tournament going on, and that really was causing a problem here. So when we went to these guys, they don't have a budget for, you know, cleaning up somebody else's property, and we sure as hell don't want to lose that tournament. I mean, that's a ton of people in your town for those weekends. So we're over there moving trees, cleaning up garbage, that kind of thing. The fish houses are scheduled for demolition a week from this coming Monday. So we're going to spend the remainder of this week and next week just kind of cleaning up, and there's not people over there 8 hours a day. In fact, I'm going to go over there right now and meet with some of the employees, but if you get some calls, that's what we're doing. And that's the only way we could keep those 20,000 some people in town those weekends for those fishing tournaments. So if there's any grief that you're suffering, send them my way, but it doesn't seem to be any drama involved there. So.
It's good for the city.
Glad to see you're already getting cleared up.
Well, that's another thing there, it was kind of,
It's the gateway to our city.
we'll say dingy, and we got some questionable clientele out there and so on and so forth that we've been dealing with for the last couple of weeks, but the beauty of it is this all helps the snowball effect of Mr. Holton to, you know, get moving on that property, so it's obvious that things are going to happen because now the fish houses will be demoed in, you know, the next 2 weeks, so it's all good news.
17th.
He's got everything to it.
He's like, one way or another.
It's going
I've noticed also there's a little bit more activity going on in the property next to Katie Stewart Park,
The restaurant?
the restaurant.
There is?
There was stakes in the ground.
Oh, those were always there.
Were they?
Yeah, those are the helicoils.
They were there and then they went out. Now they're back.
Well, they might be marking them again. We're still in the holding pattern on that one. The two primary partners just can't find a restaurateur. The restaurateur that they've been working with has kind of gone missing. So I don't know if they're going to make a deal, so we're still trying to help them out.
When something was working, because yes, I know something.
Well, we were over there, part of the fence was damaged, and then we reopened Katie Stewart Park, obviously, because no work was getting done, so that might have been some of us too, but I think we had to mark those for, or maybe they had to remark them for liability reasons.
I like the lighted signs on Archibald Park. I like the lighted signs, it looks good, and it's a recognizable logo. It doesn't say Madeira Beach, it's just a logo, I'm loving that.
But you see it and you love it.
It's so cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, it is good.
Consistency?
Consistency's my baby. Got it branded.
We're getting there, you know,
It's a
not to
recognizable logo.
elongate the meeting, but, you know, just so you guys know, you know, we don't take any guff from some of this stuff. The parking lot there was in horrible shape. I denied it twice on a punch list walkthrough, and so they were over there again. They just redid it now. It looks good. There's no patchwork, nothing like that. It looks sharp. The lighting has just been a drama, you know, you're not gonna see that for another 60 or 90 days, but, I mean, the park's open, people think it's great, and as soon as that Snapchat is painted, I think people will really start bustling about it, so.
It was right outside. It's right outside there.
They all been doing yesterday, we need them to come here too. And utility companies are just, they're like the, leading governments. They're working on their own thought, you know?
Yeah.
With that being said, the lights, I got a call from our Kennedy this morning. All the lighting on the left property is going to go hot.
Yeah.
Here very shortly, so I think that too, some of that element that's over there is not going to.
Yeah, they can't.
The shadows. The shadows there. Once the bulldozer going, I think you'll see a lot of that change.
Come down to my bridge, aren't they?
What's that?
They're gonna come down to my bridge.
Down to your house.
They left the McDonald's parking lot and they sell it out over there. So they're being in their way a little bit more, so I don't know where they're gonna head next, but it's, you know, it's a neat thing, like I said, with through it, but Ron did get that done.
Yeah, Ryan Kennedy's been great.
Connie and I'm going to ask you, I know that we've changed out like things the way we do the events and stuff where it doesn't come from the board and it's pretty much handled through the city manager's office, but we'll ask before the King of the Beach, the Bone Tournament, if you would have time to come into one of our commission meetings and update everybody so we can just kind of get the word out there because like once again, I think with the SKA, the Southern Kingfish Association kind of going south, I think it's really when you go into the November tournament, into the fall tournament, I believe we're going to be seeing some record numbers coming here because you're going to see some tourism coming here from people that are used to wanting to go fish a big tournament, coming out of Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Texas.
Even for May, we've already got registration from Texas, South Carolina already right now. Both also, you know, made a position to take over.
We're trying to get it.
Right, and I got your email on that.
For that series and change it to what it used to be, bring back the anglers. We would be looking at the national event, it would be here in next May.
Right.
It would be the Thursday and Friday before the King of the Beach would be the national event, and then naturally they'll all stay to fish the King.
And at first, I could ask you also, like I said, trying to get these heads and beds numbers, people coming in, what this tournament produces for it is large. And I mean, like I said, besides the Old Salts being able to go ahead and get event money from TDC, the city also we can do things, we can get more money for infrastructure projects, and I'll bring some things up that's being discussed over there that'll be in front of the TDC board, but it's probably going to start working where we can actually start getting some capital improvement project money. Sent the email over to the city manager, and it's we had a meeting a little bit sidebar with Commissioner Seal yesterday, so it's looking promising. Like I said, $31 million this past year. It's definitely going to break those records this year, and you know what? A lot of people are coming to the Deer Beach, so we deserve our piece of the pie.
I paid more bed tax this year than any year.
Exactly.
In my district.
That's, and these events we're throwing, we need to make sure that we're showing those heads and beds, and that's how we get, you know, that's how we're able to get the additional funding. So it's exciting. I mean, it's, the Deer Beach is on really good. So,
Yes, it is.
all right.
When they give all that money after you get
Yeah,
Put your finger
well, that's,
high.
no, this is what we've been discussing, Madeline.
all these years, we've
Yes.
never asked for a ounce of silver.
Oh, you got a pretty squeaky wheel in there.
There you go.
I can smell money in your
They
pockets.
asked for help, you know?
Yes, ma'am. Anybody else have anything to bring before the board before I proceed to close? All right. Seeing no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 11:03.